Good morning, viewers. I'm in a place called Bowman's Park. I think it used to be an old, had snakes and lizards and birds and things. I've got a friend here, come to visit me this morning. Hello, Peacock. How you going there, mate? You alright? You alright there, fella? So, there's a barbecue over there and a toilet block over there, and there's this building over here. All looks like it's a hall for hire. It all looks pretty clean inside, and there's a bar in there. No alcohol or anything. There's nobody around, mind you. And then you got big old bird aviary there that's like fallen down. And then over this way, there's an old cubby hut or shed or whatever it's meant to be. But over this way, there's all these old building ruins, and there's a big old house over there that looks like it had snake enclosures in it. Over behind that area, there's a big old double-story like barn type thing, and went up there and had a look. It's all very eerie. It's got a very eerie feel to it. It's I found this place on that Wikicamps app that I was telling you about earlier on. They've got these little gardens here all over the joint now, with like native plants, and there's even a little, they've made a beehive. That's the double-story building that I went and had a look at. And there's another building there. There's the falling down aviary. There's another aviary over there. It's all falling down. And over there, there's all these like buildings, just collapsed stone buildings. And yes, it's all very strange. That place there, it's got a cold dark cellar under the house, and there's like a couple of snake enclosures in there. Go down and have a look in this cellar, eh? See if there's anything scary, any bats flying around. No. No. And so there's a sign here. It says tree goanna, sand goanna, this enclosure displays to locally blah blah blah. And it's all in this old dilapidated building. There's another sign there, painted finch, star finch. So yeah, they had birds here as well. Bloody roof's caving in there. Native fauna zone. There's a couple of snake or lizard enclosures there. The old door. But, yes, quite a few of these buildings around, and as I said, the whole place has like an eerie feel to it, but it must get used because, as I said, there's that big hall that looks like it's for hire over the other side. Anyway, so interesting little place. It's Bowman's Park, and it's about 5k out of a place called Crystal Brook, which is about 30 odd k out of Port Pirie. So did a big day driving yesterday. I left Robe at about 8 in the morning, and I had intended on driving to Victor Harbour. There's a big lake between Robe and Victor Harbour. It's right on the edge of the coast, and on my HEMA maps it shows a little track that goes along the coast, and there's a couple of causeways and that you cross as well, and you can get through to Victor Harbour. But when I got to Meningie, which is the turn off, there's a sign saying no access through to Victor Harbour. So I asked the local, and he goes, no, you can't get through, and the other way around was to go all the way around this big lake and back down, and sort of underneath. And then I thought, oh no, fuck it, that's on I can't remember what peninsula that's called, but I just thought, nah, I'll give it a miss. I'll head straight up to Adelaide and do a bit of shopping in Adelaide. Like I was going to camp in Mount Barker just before Adelaide, and then this morning I would have got up, gone into Adelaide, did a bit of shopping, get a new water bottle and stuff like that, and then move on to Port Augusta from there. So anyway, so I got to Mount Barker and couldn't find anywhere to camp. It's got on my little wiki camp thing, and there was nowhere around. I went to Harndorf, basically same sort of thing. It was getting pretty late. It was about 7 o'clock at night by this stage, and I just thought, ah, fuck it, you know what, I'm just going to drive straight through to Port Augusta. It's about a 4-hour drive. And so I went through, went to Adelaide, and I did me a bit of shopping, went to Kmart, and I fucking drove all over the joint looking for a Kmart, and I didn't even have the fucking water cans that I wanted. Did a bit of grocery shopping, filled up with fuel, and I noticed while I was there, I just thought I'd lift up the bonnet and check all my water and all that, which was lucky I did, because fuck, my radiator took about 4 litres of water. But this little switch here, this is for me my hot water shower, which goes in there, and the top part that bolts that on is missing. So went to Bunnings to try and find a nut to fit that, and they didn't even have a fucking nut to fit it. So I might just go to Retco or something like that and see if I can get a new switch, or they might even have a nut, I don't know. But so yeah, I was glad I checked the water. That was down pretty low. Oil was fine. The this here to hold the battery in, both of those were loose, so tighten them up, and it's that's basically about it. The rest of the car was fine. And I got to here it's about 10:30 last night, so it's about 14 hours driving. Well, not straight. I did a little bit of exploring along the way yesterday, and I went to a place called Salt Creek, had a look around there, big water crossing across a lake there. I think I've made a video of that, so you'll see that. But it wasn't deep. It was like at the deepest point was about a foot deep. And then across to the sand dunes, had a bit of a play up in the sand dunes, that was fun, and then back across and on my way over here, across the ferry, had to go across the Murray River actually, on a ferry that was in Wellington. So that was a little bit of excitement. And yeah, basically just a driving day with a bit of sightseeing. Morning coffee. Not having brekkie this morning. First day without brekkie. I think I'm eating too well. And just not hungry, so couldn't be bothered. The day before at Robe, I went fishing and I caught myself a fish. Alright. The world's worst fisherman, and I got myself a fish. First cast, put the rod in the rod holder. It's about 2 minutes and my rod's fucking bending like this, and I thought I had just a hunk of seaweed at first because I'd been fishing in another spot earlier that morning, and all I was catching was seaweed. So I thought it was just seaweed. And I started reeling it in. Next thing, this fucking fish jumps out the water, and I thought, fucking hell, I've got a fish, you know, and I fucking brought her in, and she was a ripper. You would have seen the photos of that. Bit strange because I thought it was a salmon. It looks like a salmon. But I thought salmon were red meat or like pink. And so when I filleted it, it was white flesh, but it did have like a streak of red through it. I thought, oh, I don't know if this is salmon or not. Anyway, I cooked it up and it was just white meat. Tasted good, lady loved it. So it looked like a salmon, like the tail and everything was right. Who knows what it was. Ate it anyway. So that, yeah, I was pretty wrapped with that. That was pretty awesome. And then I caught that, brought that in, and kept fishing for 2 hours. Nothing. Didn't even have me bait taken. Nothing at all. So yeah. What else have I got to do? I haven't done a video for a couple of days. That's probably about it. So I'm going to head to Port Pirie today, which is just down the road. Have a bit of a look there, and then onto the Eyre Peninsula. I'll probably spend a week down that way, just exploring all the different little seaside towns and things like that. And I'm sure if I do anything exciting, I'll let you know on the video. Okay viewers, you guys keep smiling, and I'll keep having fun and let you know how I'm going. Cheers.